Yeah, this is bad. Well, hey guys, so today was the Vision Day for our church, and if you don't know what that is, essentially a Vision Day for any church really is to just set the tone of what's going on for the rest of the year. It's interesting because I sort of took on this sort of notion of planning goals, and I like the idea of vision casting essentially, and I thought I might try that upon my own life. And I pretty much would do that every year. I would write down goals on pieces of paper, put it somewhere where I'd see it every day, so I would sort of be able to focus on something that I wanted to personally achieve every day. Now this is sort of different to resolutions. This is not just like pie in the sky things that I wanted to achieve. these are things that I thought, okay, these are things I can look forward to changing this year. So some of the things would be like, obviously losing weight is one thing. Was when I was quite overweight, but I actually had to have a plan. If you want to actually change your life, I think you actually have to put practical steps into these goals to actually make them achievable. For example, when you say you want to lose weight, you can't just write down I want to lose weight. You actually got to put in a plan in place to be able to make that reality happen. So in my case, I actually had to look into things like what was I eating, what was I doing to actually make that a reality. And it's not necessarily got to be big jumps. I didn't have to suddenly eat nothing. I just had to eat better. So for example, I looked into different diets to see if I could find one that could match my lifestyle. Now me personally, I'm not a very active guy, so I didn't go into looking for something like, I wasn't looking for a high exercise sort of routine. I was looking for something more of a diet-based thing, which I heard from some friends of other friends and lots of different people that, diet contributes to about 80 or 90% of your weight loss. So I thought I just need to find a diet that works for me, that keeps me full, but at least gives me the energy that I need. And the problem with diets I've had in the past, when we drink supplement shakes and all this kind of things, is just that it makes me really hungry, and that doesn't really work. So I had to find a diet that actually kept me full. So I found this one diet which was, it's called the 4-Hour Body, from this book called the 4-Hour Body, which is basically what they call a slow carb diet. And there are thousands of diets out there that'll work for different people. This is the one that worked for me. I did minimal exercise and I just ate like regular meals like 3 times a day. And I managed to lose 10 kilos on this diet, which is, not a bad effort. And this took a whole year. This took almost it took almost 10 to 12 months to basically get this weight down. So I was losing about 1 kilo a month. But it worked, and it took time, and I had to actually put practical steps in place to actually make it happen. So another thing that I noticed is that sometimes it's really not anything more than just changing your habits. And for me, there are some habits that I put into my life that I didn't think I was actually able to change. The new habit I have now is actually making my bed every morning. I know that's a very small change, but it's actually quite nice now that I come home to a made bed. I don't leave the house without making my bed. Ironing my clothes is another thing. I don't leave the house without ironing my clothes. And that sounds like a small thing, but it used to be such a hassle to iron my clothes in the morning, but now I just make sure I have time to do it, and I can do it really fast now. I'm actually really good at ironing my clothes. Well, except this morning. I did a terrible job ironing my clothes. I'm sure everybody's going through their stuff, and everybody wants to achieve things. And I'm sure if you've got things that you want to achieve in your life, you want to achieve them. Like, I know everybody wants to change their life for the better. But what do you guys want to change in your life this year? And what practical steps are you doing? What practical steps are you making to actually do that? I mean, I would like to know, like, is there anything you guys want to achieve this year? I mean, I encourage you guys, write it down. Like, write it down on paper and write down what you want to achieve this year. Don't wander through this year aimlessly. Give yourself something to aim for this year. Give you something, there's a constant reminder that this is where I want to be by the end of the year. Or this is where I want to be at the end of 2 years. Or this is where I want to be at the end of 6 months. Like, write something down. It actually makes a big difference, and it gives you focus. And that's what it is if you want to achieve your goals, is you need something to focus on. And that's why writing on paper and sticking it somewhere is really important. Thanks everybody who responded yesterday on whether they wanted to see the weather report. It was very hot today. In fact, the shopping center was so full. There's definitely a correlation between blistering hot days and traffic in shopping centers. This sucks. If you check out this graph, you'll see the correlation between going to the shopping center and hot days. Anyway guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. There's no parking anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. No parking anywhere.
Yes, found a parking space. The parking space anointing.